Hello guys, my name is Remik, and in today's video we'll talk about soft delete mechanism in Entity Framework Core, how to avoid the accidental data deletion by the user. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, then please hit the subscribe button down below, write the comment, give me a like, and now we're going straight into the code. Alright guys, as you see on the screen, we have the very beautiful Swagger with the 5 endpoints. So our API will deal with the students at school, so we can delete the student, we can create one, we can update, and to get all the students, including deleted or get not deleted students. So far, those two endpoints are the same, so they are returning all the students from the database because we don't have our soft deletion implemented yet. So if we'll go to the student repository that I have created, we are just returning the list of the student DTOs from the database. And now we'll implement the soft deletion mechanism that in case of the delete request that can be done by accident, then actually the student will not be deleted from the database, but the flag is deleted will be set to true. So later on, we'll just filter to get not deleted students to just return all the students from the database that are not having this flag. And to get all the students, we'll also return those that were deleted recently by the teacher, for instance. So now we'll start with creation of the base entity object in our entities in the softdeletion.domain. So I'll just extract this ID to be shared across all the entities, and also I will add two additional properties. So I will just create base entity class.cs, and it will be the public abstract class, and it will contain the ID that we have highlighted here. I remove the additional space, and in here we'll create public boolean is deleted, and the next one will be when this deletion actually happened. So it happened datetime offset that will be nullable, and it will be called deleted at UTC. And now we have to implement the base entity that we have created, and in that case we have no more errors, and this base entity will be shared to create the ID is deleted and also deleted at UTC columns for our student entity. Now we have to think a bit how to fill those two properties after an action to delete specific student specific entity. So we have the is deleted and also deleted at UTC, and when it has to be done. When we will go to our student repository, as you see, update student async and the delete student async actually are using at the end the SaveChanges async method. So we can create some kind of the mechanism. We'll create the interceptor that will be invoked before SaveChanges async. It will modify our student entity and will set those is deleted to true and deleted at UTC to the datetime offset dot UTC now. So I'll just go and I'll create an interceptor in our infrastructure layer. So I'll just create a directory called interceptors, and I'll create soft delete interceptor.cs, and we have to inherit from the SaveChanges interceptor, and we'll overwrite one method, and this method will be called SaveChanges async. Alright, so in here we have to make sure that the context of the event data, as you see here, is not null. So this is the first part. So we will just check if event data.context is null, Then we'll just return base.SavingChanges async, and we'll pass event data, result, and also the cancellation token. And now we'll just use the for each statement. So the for each, and inside of it, we'll just take an entity entry that could be nullable, will be entry in those event data context change tracker. So actually what happened, and the entries. So we have to filter those entries to get the specific state. Entity state could be deleted, it could be modified, and so on and so forth. So we have to catch the deleted and also the modified, but we'll just talk about in a minute. So I'll just use the switch statement, and the switch will be based on the entry. And now, if indeed the entry is removed and has soft deletion ability, then we have to activate the soft deletion. So the case will be the state, and when the entity state, as I have said, will be deleted, and the entity, because it will not be applied to the all entities, it will apply only to the entities that are inheriting from the base entity. So if it's the base entity, delete, then and only then we have to not use the entity state as deleted. We have to modify this to the modified to not allow the entity framework to delete our entity. So it will be the entry.state, and the state will be entity state.modified at first, then delete will be set to is deleted to true. So it's actually deleted, but only it's modified in that case, and deleted at the UTC is equal to the datetime offset.utc now. And we have to break that case. And now we'll implement also the undo operation of the soft deleted data before. So if it will be modified, so that the data will be modified, then we have to revert the is deleted, and also deleted at UTC we have to set to the null. So case the state will be entity state modified, and the entity of course is the base entity as before, and inside of it is deleted is set to the true. So it was deleted before, but now we would like just to undo this deletion, and it's update then and only then we have to soft undelete. So update the entities is deleted flag and deleted at timestamp accordingly. So update dot is deleted will be set to the false just to undo this, and update not the using but update dot deleted at the UTC will be set to the null. And now we'll just break the case, and after that we have to return the base saving changes async method. So we'll just copy this line and we'll use it here. As we see, the soft delete interceptor is not registered anywhere, so we have to register the soft delete interceptor in our program CS in the dependency injection container, and then also we'll use the soft delete interceptor in the DB context declaration. So I'll just go to the program CS, and at first we have to register the soft delete interceptor as the singleton. So I'll just use the builder.services.add singleton, and I will just pass the soft delete interceptor in here, and we'll just change the DB context declaration that we have here to have the service provider, and we'll just use another method here after the use npg SQL. It will be add interceptors, and it will be the service provider get required service, and it's the soft delete interceptor. So we'll just use this singleton instance. Now I will show you guys how we can attach the query filter to the student entity to by default return only the records that are not soft deleted. So in the demo DB context, we'll override the method that is called protected override void on model creating, and in here we'll just type model builder dot entity, and we'll pass the specific entity, so the student, and after the parentheses we'll use the has query filter, and this query filter will be as follows. So student dot is deleted is by default equal to false. So actually I'll just make some more space, and now as you see the default scenario will be to return only the entities that are not soft deleted, but of course we'll just in a second create this second endpoint to return also the soft deleted entities as well. So now we can just go to the student repository, and as you remember we have here two of the same declarations, so get all students and get not deleted students async. And now we'll just go to the get all students async, and we'll use the one more method here before the toList async. So ignore query filters, and this ignore query filters will mean that it will include also the records that are ignored by default by our declaration in the DB context, so it will just omit this declaration. As we see already in the students table, we have only the ID, first name and the last name columns. So after applying the base entity inheritance and also the is deleted and deleted at UTC were introduced, then we have to create another migration and apply this migration to our database. So I will just create one migration, and it will be called soft deletion. We'll just execute it. And I will apply this migration in our database. As we see, the migration has been properly applied. Now, when I will refresh the students table, we see that we have the is deleted and deleted at UTC already in our database. Before the whole testing, we need also to do the one last thing. So when we return the students, I would like also to get the information if the student was deleted or not, and if he was deleted, then when. So student is deleted and student dot deleted at UTC, and we have to apply this to our two select statements and also in the student DTO. So I will just type boolean is deleted and date time offset is nullable, deleted at UTC. Everything seems to be working fine. So I'll just run my API and we'll check how that soft deletion mechanism works. As we see, we have 5 endpoints still, but now we can start with creation of the student and then trying to delete the student if we'll have still him in the database or not. So I'll just try it out. The first one will be called first. The first, so I'll just execute. And as we see, I have the breakpoint here, so our soft delete interceptor was invoked, and we can just check if the switch will actually do something. No, because it was not deleted, it was not modified, but it was actually added. So the entity state was different. I'll just resume and we will check in the database. Yeah, as we see, the first student is not deleted, and also we have the null value in the deleted at UTC datetime offset. So now we'll just go back and we'll try to delete this student. So I'll just try the first endpoint to get not the deleted students. And as we see, the ID was the first one, so the ID 1. And now I'll try to delete this first student. So basically, I'll just use my delete endpoint. I'll just click execute. And now we hit once again the breakpoint. And as we see, now the state has been properly checked that is deleted, and the student inherits from the base entity. And as we see, the state now is going to be modified. Deleted is true, and when also is assigned, and it hits the break inside of the switch statement. And now when we'll go to the students table, as we see, it's all the time in our database, and the flag is set to is deleted to true. So now when I will go back to our Swagger, I will just check if the get not deleted students still will return for us some kind of value. For sure not. Yeah, we have the empty response body, but in the second endpoint, as you see, when I try it out, we'll have this first student. So it was not deleted, but only the is deleted flag was set to true, and we have the indicator when that happened. So now we'll also try to update the student if our method to undo the soft deletion will work fine as well. So I'll try it out. The ID was the first one, and now we'll have the modified and also once again modified, and we'll execute. As we see, we have the exception that student was not found. Yes, because we have to apply once again the ignore query filters in our student repository. As you remember, also when we are retrieving the student to be updated, and if it's null, then it throws new exception. And now we have to apply also ignore query filters, because we know that the student exists in the database, but this student is soft deleted. So I'll just use the ignore query filters method, and we have to add also the dot in here. I'll just run our API once again, and now we'll check if the student will properly updated. So the patch endpoint, I'll just pass the ID as 1. It will be modified in here and in here. We'll click execute, and as you see, we didn't have any exception, so it properly retrieved the student to be updated. And now when we will go down in that for each loop, and as you see, the is deleted is set to false, and deleted at UTC is reset, and we are getting into the break of that switch statement. And now we will check if our student has been properly updated. Yes, it's modified. As you see, we have also the is deleted set to false and deleted at UTC is null. And now when we will go back to our Swagger, I will just check if I will have the all students that are not deleted now. So I'll just try it out. As you see now, our modified student is properly retrieved from the database, and is now his soft deletion was reset properly.